Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so some things are starting to come together now. Now we're in the game. I was able to get the ACP program over to the phone provider that I chose. And we're looking for the phone to come any day. Within the next 7 to 10 days, it should probably arrive at T's house. And I can cut out this T-Mobile cell phone bill and all that. They told me I have 30 days to notify T-Mobile of my change of service. But I can't cut off T-Mobile until I absolutely can be connected to the new program, because obviously my situation, I can't be without a phone for even 5 minutes. The funds for my situation cleared, so I'll be able to do everything I need to do for this week, keep in this place for another week, and also get into the Lyft program, for which I really want to get into. And I don't know if I made a video telling you guys, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I told you all about the Uber and their situation and how they waiting for me to submit information that is not meant for me to necessarily submit about a car when I'm trying to rent one from them. So hopefully they can get their stuff together, but it doesn't matter because I can go through Lyft now and take care of that. So the next thing for me to do is that. So things are coming together today, you know. I just got through having my lunch, finished off the Mexican food that I had yesterday. Mixed it with some rice. It was absolutely delicious. And you know, that kind of thing is definitely always appreciative, but I definitely don't want to spend those $16 on meals no more. But nevertheless, you know, I was able to walk down to see what they had in there, you know, as far as warming up food, because I don't have a microwave in my room, but they have a whole room full of microwaves, ovens, grills, and all kinds of stuff. Unfortunately, the oven is broken, but the stovetop works, and you know, they got some good stuff in there. The machine actually has some real food. They got like a grilled cheese sandwich you could buy, peanut butter and jelly with either strawberry or grape jam. So some stuff in there that, if it push comes to shove and I just don't have nothing else to eat, they have some stuff in there that I can tolerate for sure, in the machine for like $2.50, whatever. But point is, I can get myself a peanut butter jelly sandwich or something if it comes to that. And two, I can just go down and get some bread and get my own peanut butter, since I got a fridge there. So it's a lot of stuff that I need to be able to work into the equation mentally to say, you know what, I have a fridge now. What do people with fridges do? Because that's exactly what this is. I ain't had a fridge in almost like 7 months. 7 months without a fridge, and I just learned to live without one. But I'm so glad that's behind me, because the food I was eating, I was tired of, man. Them green beans and that corn was just, it got to a point where it wasn't digesting properly either, and it didn't taste that great to me after a while. And so I'm just, that's one thing about living in Lenox that I'm definitely actually happy is over with. That's one part of moving out of that apartment that I love, is the fact that I moved into this place for this week and there's a fridge here, man. So you know, hopefully I'll never live without a fridge again, because having two extents without a fridge in this life has sucked both times. Both times it was terrible, man. So I do not recommend people trying to do that for too long, which I'm sure you won't. But yeah, it's one of those situations where I'm also glad I didn't buy that fridge, because I definitely wouldn't have been able to pull it out of there. And I was on the verge of buying a fridge about a month ago. Instead, decided to buy that table. I'm so glad that I did that, because if I would have bought that fridge, I would have wanted to take it to storage, and it would have been nowhere to store it. And I would have been stuck with a $200, $300 fridge that I can't do nothing with, and that would have been miserable for me, spending that much money on something I only kept for 5 minutes. So yeah, this is all rambling, but at the same time, I'm really relieved, man, because what I was worried about last night just came down to not wanting to have the conversation with my uncle about the money situation. I just want to get my own money now. And I also was worried so much about where I was going to be sleeping 2 days from now. For some reason, I couldn't get in the Lyft program. If I get in the Lyft program, at the worst, the absolute worst, I can load up my car full of my stuff and just find somewhere to park the car and sleep in the car, and then work any hours that otherwise I would not be sleep. Drive, you know, rest, catch cat naps, and just be up all night driving. And that can get me the money I need if I lived that way. It would suck. And I would likely not really want to do that, because you'd want trunk space more than anything. You need trunk space when you're driving those ride share. But if push come to shove, I mean, you do what you have to do, and that's exactly what I would have done somehow. Maybe even try to store my stuff somewhere in the daytime while I, you know, keep my trunk space available to myself. That's another thing. I think that would be a very good business to start. It just came to mind. And for people who need temporary storage for the day, because there are some people who literally do ride share, and this is going to be a need if it isn't already. Temporary storage, Give me a day's storage, 12-hour storage. That way I can clear up my trunk space for the duration of the time I'm be driving, and then at the end of the day I can put my stuff back in my car as necessary, and then slide back out as well in the mornings. Put my stuff back in your little storage for however much it would be, affordable hopefully. But that's a business idea that I just came up with that I think would take off in all the major cities where ride share is being done. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people who are ride sharing, you know, you obviously need the trunk space, as we're saying, and a lot of people are in my situation do. A lot of them are, or in some situations where they're going to be in the car all day, all night, and probably would otherwise like their stuff available to them somewhere they could pick it up and drop it off. So yeah, it's a business idea, man. But yeah, this is something that came to mind. And also, I'm just very thankful, man. You know, very thankful that I got a family that's helping me out, man. I can't say it enough. I want to be somebody who's a bit better at that. Obviously, you guys have seen me at my worst in that regard. My mental health getting in the way of me helping people and stuff like that. It's just no excuse. And people who don't help people don't deserve a whole lot of help. So I hope that I'm helping people by using my voice, but I need to do better in opening up my door and opening up my wallet and all these various different things that sometimes I'm just a little too stingy to do. And so I'm growing up in that way. When you go through stuff like this, you're like, okay, I get it. What else? I don't know, man. I didn't really want to go out and walk in the hot sun today. I didn't have that in mind right now. I know that you know, there's going to be some things to do out there, but really walking around this neighborhood is just long streets going nowhere. If you don't have a destination, you're just wasting your time. I could probably use some air, but not just in the sun for no reason. So yeah, man, don't feel like smoking weed, that kind of thing. I got this weed called Runts that I had left over, and I rolled up 2 joints of that. But I tell you, man, to be completely honest with you, that is not the type of weed you want to smoke in the daytime when you have stuff to do or anything like that. It's not like that. It's the type of weed you smoke when you're celebrating something, or when you're trying to enjoy music. You put your headphones on, smoke that, and your music's gonna sound twice as good. So it's like, if I don't need my senses stimulated, then the weed I got ain't the weed I need. So I'm doing the sober thing right now, and unless something comes up that makes me feel stressed, otherwise I'm gonna keep that weed right there and not touch it. So yeah, man, I wish I had my vehicle now, man. Because this is the type of day where you want to really, like, just, you know, get out there. Now, granted, this is not the hour to do it. My boy reiterated today that he thinks I should get up at 5:30, be in the, you know, get up at 5, be in the car by 5:30 or 6 o'clock, ride around till about 9, come back home, spend the day in, and then come back out around 2:30, 3 o'clock, or somewhere around 4, and just ride around till about 7, something like that. And that'll take care of the whole day, according to him. That'll take care of the whole work day. You'll get all the coins you need. Stay in the West Hollywood area, LA area, Santa Monica area. If you could stay in those 3 areas, do that every day, you'll get more. You'll meet your quota and get everything you want out of your situation. And probably by the end of the month, you'll have more money than you think. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get into that Lyft program. I'm hesitant right now because I'm not really sure what I need in terms of mileage. I don't want to find myself in a situation, and I've already said this, where I only prorated like 25 miles for myself, personal miles, and then all of a sudden I need to make trips to Long Beach, trips to Inglewood, trips to wherever, you know, if I get an opportunity or something, I find myself having to spend $22 for every 25 miles. That can add up to a lot of bad. So he said maybe take 200, but I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna need 200 miles on a week of personal miles, because really, I don't go anywhere like that. Y'all know I don't. But at the same time, life can open up. You don't know. And when you're in a situation like that, you might end up finding destinations based on who gets in your car. Now somebody says, oh, I got a such and such, and you can connect to this. And then all of a sudden you want to use your car to go there. So you just want to leave your options open. But I just don't know what I need. It's been a long time since I drove regularly. And I don't really gauge miles very much, obviously, as somebody who's in isolation. I don't really leave the house. So for me to know exactly what I need is not necessarily in place. But what I can say is I got what I need to get into the program. And that was the biggest hurdle for me. So I just wanted to check in with everybody, you know, let you guys know what the latest is. Let you know that I've gotten some things done today as it pertains to getting that ACP program. I'm one step closer to T-Mobile being behind me for the first time in 11 years. And that is a big massive weight off my shoulders when it finally does take place. As you guys know, I've been just grueling over dealing with those guys, and especially when you don't have the money to do it. If you are rich, or if you're in a good space financially where you got a bunch of excess money to throw at them, then they got a pretty good service. It's not like I'm complaining too much about the phone. All I would need is otherwise an upgrade. So it's not like their airwaves are bad or anything like that. That's never been my argument. It's just when you have a financial hardship and you're dealing with their big company, they don't give a damn about you. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. They're not. All they're going to do is put more and more pressure on you to split your bill in half so that they can add extra funds to that bill. And it's a bad program for people who need help. And they have subsidiaries that they could send you to that would make life so much easier for you if you're going through a hardship. They could say, okay, well, why don't we just switch you to insurance? We own them too. Why don't we just switch you to Metro? We own them too. But they're never going to offer you that because they don't actually care to help anyone, which is why I'm encouraging everyone to leave them and all of their subsidiaries. So that's what I'm saying. Don't mess with those people, man. I'm telling you, because when you're going through hard times, they're gonna make them hard times much harder. Period. So, and if you're a company like that, or if you're a CEO of a company like that, please take what I'm saying very seriously. Please do, because it can be the difference between people wanting to deal with you and word of mouth as it pertains to people wanting to send others toward you. Because if I was being treated well by T-Mobile, I would tell all the people I'm talking to go straight to you. Just like I do all the businesses I frequent around the neighborhood. You know, I tell everybody, hey, go to these, go to Hertz. They treated me right. Hey, go to Antonio's. I love their food. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do with my voice for the rest of my life, so long as I have a camera. So if you treat me poorly, I'm going to take these same followers and I'm going to issue that out to them as well. So I encourage people, especially businesses who are trying to figure out how much support they want to give to people when they're going through hard times, do understand this. It makes a massive difference. So that's what I'm telling y'all, man. Yeah, and you don't know who everyone knows, because I'm a Laker fan. I talk to Laker people. I talk to people who have the ability to really patronize you, man. People who may have bigger voices than me may follow me. So don't underestimate this voice. You don't know who my target audience is. That's what it really comes down to. But anyway, that's my thought, man. I want someday to. I'm already 40 years old, so I don't have massive high expectations for what I want to do business-wise. But, you know, in a position that I would love to be in, hopefully if I would have a business like that, I would remember these hard times and try to make life as palatable for people while still doing what I need to do responsibly to keep my business going. You don't want to give nothing away for free, but you do want to have programs to make it so that people who are having hard times aren't unable to get on their feet because of you. You know, literally. And that's exactly what T-Mobile has done to me. Because they have made me spend almost double on every bill I've had over the last 7 months, basically trying to split it in half to keep up with their nonsense, even though I've repeatedly told them that I've gone through this. It's made it so that my funds have decreased just by the way of my cell phone bill. And then when I try to leave, as you can see, I've had trouble doing so because it's not a simple solution to switch phone carriers when you're dealing with them, apparently. So yeah, it's just really sour. And ultimately, if you have too many stories like this, eventually people are they're gonna leave you alone. Eventually, no matter how big you are, all it takes is a couple words of mouth, and it spreads like wildfire. Next thing you know, your numbers are going down. You look up, and your neck's tail. You understand what I'm saying? It's over. It ain't what it used to be. So that's what I'm telling these companies, Apple included. Y'all giving me hell with this app. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling everybody every day, you give me hell with this Apple Music app. And I'm telling everybody every day that the only reason why I'm not getting an iPhone is because you give me help with my Apple Music app. It's true. The very thing that you're trying to get us to do is the very thing I'm going to not do because of what you do to try to force me to do it. I would already had an iPhone. I promise you I would. I would already had one. So that's pretty much what I got to say about that, man. I'm not afraid of these companies, man. I serve a God that's bigger than all of them. Period. And for all I know, I'm talking to the next CEO of a bigger company that's going to tear them apart. Period. So I really don't think that such things aren't possible. When I serve a God that I do. For all I know, you are the next billion-dollar CEO of one of these companies. And if you are, remember me, man. Remember me. Make life easier on people who are struggling, because we may not struggle forever. We may be in a position to really bring you bigger business, depending on who we are and what it is that we're really about. So a lot of people don't believe in that type of stuff, but it's actually the case. That's how it works. So that's what it is, man. A part of me wants to get out of this place, but a part of me just doesn't want to deal with the sun, because I just threw the trash out and felt that thing beaming on my head, and without a destination on a day like this, nah. If I needed something from the store, I'd be happy to go down there, if you know, all that kind of stuff. But since I don't have a destination, I'm not particularly a guy who wants to frequent a strip club. They have one across the street. That's not my thing. I don't want to buy any weed. Like I said, I'm trying to mature in how I spend, and I do have some weed here if I want to smoke it. So, and if I'm not out, there ain't no sense in buying none. Plus, I can't smoke it in this dang hotel room anyway. I have to go outside to do that. So, it's bad. As much of a habit as I've had all this time, it ain't that serious to be breaking rules and get myself kicked out of this apartment. It's just not. It ain't that serious. So, here's something that I think I'm starting to really understand. This TV, you know, I don't watch TV. Even when I have one, I don't watch it. I'm finding out. Now, if the Lakers are on or something like that, obviously I'm going to watch that. But as far as me just TV surfing like I used to, now that I got this thing here, I don't need a TV. And so that's another reason why I decided to go with the room that was ultimately more comfortable to me, even though they had a better TV over there. Because now that I'm in here, I've turned on the TV maybe twice, man. So, you know, man, it is what it is. I can tell y'all this, though. I'm ready to date, I think, man. I'm ready to stop being alone in that way, to be honest with you. Obviously, ready means you have the money to do it, and that I do not. But what I'm saying is the whole being alone thing, it's not for me much more longer. I'm 39 years of age. I want a family. You know, so I'm gonna have to start doing that. That's really what it comes down to. When I get on my feet, I think I'll be a little more likely to want to meet someone. You know what I mean? A nice young lady that would ultimately have serious ideas about myself, because at the end of the day, I've kind of depraved myself all of that throughout my 30s. After my mother passed away, I wasn't doing no dating. With the apartment I had over there, I didn't feel comfortable with nobody coming over there, and that's over with, man. That's really over with. So BDF 44, I ain't gonna say I'm officially on the market, because honestly, in this circumstance, you can't necessarily be. But what I will say is, when I get on my feet, I will be, man. I'm about ready for something fruitful. That's the word I'll use. Something fruitful, something good, something meant for myself. Somewhat meant for myself. So that's what I can say. It's time, man. It's time. It ain't getting no younger. So if I'm gonna do something for myself in regards to having a family, it's gonna have to happen soon, or at least fairly soon, within the next 3 years, I guess. So yeah, man. Hopefully I can get on my feet, build myself something, and let the Lord bring me a nice young lady organically. You know, not something that's gonna have me stressed out or wanting more or longing for conversations that ain't coming and all kinds of stuff like that. That's just not for me right now at all. Distance and stuff like that, I'm cool, man. You get to a point where you realize, you know, you just gotta be with somebody that wants to be with you. You can't just be looking at people like, yeah, she's nice, yeah, but if she ain't into you, then you by yourself. You know what I mean? So that's what it really comes down to. I'm willing to put out a certain energy that I want to get back, no more, no less. So I think that's the first time I've ever said anything like this in this camera. But when you start looking around this hotel room and you just realize, you know, you got yourself to yourself, and that's not, at this age, that's not the way it should be. So yeah, I'm open to that at this point. I think I'm officially open to that as of today. So yeah, man, whatever the Lord wants to do, I'm pretty sure it'd be good. But I am looking forward to building my way out of this situation. I'm very much looking forward to at least have my own spot and own car again, and hopefully a way to make money that doesn't make me hate my own skin. And I only said that because it rhymed, but honestly, I don't want to hate what I do for a living, because I've done that already and I hate it. It didn't make having my own place and car much of anything for me, because I hated the job so much. So yeah, man, we'll see what the Lord wants to do. I know I trust him. I know he's got my back. I've learned some good lessons that'll help me be a better person from here on out. So just looking forward to learning more of those lessons and letting him teach me whatever he wants me to learn, and hopefully continue to do the things that I'm passionate at, regardless if it makes $1 or not, man. Regardless if it makes $1 or not. I did some pieces today, much better pieces. I can show you those. These pieces I can actually stand by, unlike the other ones that I last showed you, which were, in my opinion, bad for my standards. But I think these are a little more like what I like to represent my brand with. So I can show them to you. Why not? I ain't doing nothing. This is one. I think this might actually be the best one I made for the day, to be honest with you. I like it. Hope you do as well. Stuff like this, you know, nothing too serious. I never said I was a talented artist. Just a unique one that has his own style. And I tried to keep it simple with this type of stuff, little stripes, you know. It's just kind of how I was feeling today. Not doing too much, not too little, but cohesive. And I've made a million of these, by the way, of this style. This style you're gonna see all up and down my gallery. And check me out on Art Deviant, BDF 44, of course. Like I said, I ain't overly talented, man. You know what I'm saying? That is not a talent of mine, but it is something that I'm learning how to find a lot of stress relief in doing. This piece was actually supposed to be like this, but what I wanted to do was turn it on the other end and just put some different color down there, and it turned out to look better on this side. So that's why it looks like this. I initially wrote my name over here, as you can see. It was supposed to be like this, but once I put that purple on there, it was like, oh no, it looked way better if I just flip it on this side. So yeah, that's how that goes. It goes another one. You know, just trying to make myself as useful as possible in the things that I love to do while still handling the business that needs to be done. You know, nothing special, but you can see the emblem I was telling y'all about. That's the emblem, you know. So if you ever see anything that I do in the future, you see that emblem, you know it's me. Y'all know that is exactly what it is. My initials. No 44 for the art. As far as me writing the words 44, that's just not what it is. But still the same me, man. Still me. This one's also like that one as well. I actually wrote on both sides, but that was the intended look that I was hoping to see there. And of course, these are the ones you already seen. So that's the end of the ones that I've done for today, and it just felt a lot more for me to make art today than it had any other day since I got into this hotel room. So yeah, man, that's what it is. Just wanted to give y'all a little update of how my day is going. I might find my way outside a little later or at some point, but right now I really don't know what I want to do with my day. I honestly don't know. I know I should be looking into that Lyft program now that I got that cash on hand to do so. So I got to figure that out. I guess that's going to be the move. But after that, I don't know what to do, man. That's why I want a life. Just probably want a girlfriend or something so I can go visit somebody right now or something. Have something to do, but there's nothing really to do. I don't have a life. So that's what it is, man. That's what we talking about. It would be great if a trade happened today, right? If we could get some type of big, massive NBA trade, then that'll really get my gears going for my talent in that direction. And so hopefully our off season can hurry up and we can get back to the NBA so we can do what it is that we really do on this channel, which is talk NBA basketball, Laker basketball, and all that good stuff. There's always a topic I can come up with in the NBA, so if I really want to get creative, I'll probably just start talking about a random squad, but that's not the mood I'm in either, to be honest with you. So I guess that's all I got to say, man. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. My name is BDF 44. I'll thank you all for watching. I'm out.